Hello, hello. Well, this month is flying by. Ben, you can't climb over all my cards here. All right, come on. You want to say hello? Come on. Here he comes. Trying to climb over all my decks of cards. Say hello, Ben. Hello. Thank you, everyone, for my healing. And I want to say thank you for my healing, too. Man, I got sick there for a while. I actually took 3 weeks off since the beginning of the year and had these colds and bronchitis and everything. So here I am. Thank you, thank you. We have to take care of each other down here. So this month, isn't this an interesting box? My friend Ann gave this to me, the Wild Unknown Archetype cards. This is an interesting month. As you can probably feel, there's a lot of excitement brewing. There's things moving this month where we felt like there was nothing going on for the longest time. Nothing was moving or shifting. And it really does feel like now, as we entered this month, things are moving again. It's a time of excitement. Don't you dare move. You can't knock over all my cards. And it feels like a time where if you've been discouraged, if you feel like nothing's been happening, now things are just starting to move. It almost feels like, you know, when you have something that is reversing and it just it stops as it's changing directions and it's just getting ready to start going in the other direction. That's what it feels like. So we're just in this pivotal point of things really opening up, things being different, and that feels very good. Oops, no, you stay in front of your audience. And so just allowing for that to happen and feeling like this is a time to start, it's a good time to start building, looking at what we desire, where we're going, what's been on hold, what needs to start building again. I know myself, I've had all this products in my head and new classes in my head and new partnerships coming. And it's just been hard to get things going. But I feel like with spring, we're springing back and we're getting ready to move things again. Also, this year is really a year of collaboration and of things moving again. And so that's where I'm at. I'm in this place of looking at some new collaborations, partnering one time, maybe other times if they go well, with some of my friends of Brenda Edwards, and introducing you to them, and also seeing what we can collaborate with together. It's kind of like 1 and 1 is 3, right? Me, the other person, and something greater. So I'm hoping to bring a lot more of this to you, and I hope you'll take advantage of it, because with all of this, the prices aren't very high, and we want to give you that opportunity to explore. So that is a really, really good thing. Ben's distracted because we have a bird building a bird's nest outside this, or has a bird nest outside the window, and they're all flying around. So he's very distracted these days. And he's still not too happy with me feeding, and then, oh, here he goes. Feeding the neighborhood cat. He doesn't even want me talking about him. As he became very vocal through one of my friends in a reading, saying that, why do we have to feed him? So I'm sorry to say that Ben's feeling this way, but anyways, that's that. So this first, I thought I'd use some different cards. And this is the Wild Unknown Archetypes by Kim Krans, Krans. So I thought it'd be fun to look at the up and coming week. I like the little box, the little round box. So let's see the archetypes. What archetype wants to work with us all this week? Boy, they're hard to hold in your hands. Okay, I think that's it off the top. The Sustainer. The number's 24 on here. The Sustainer. And it looks like it's a picture of the world with hands, 3 hands around the world, holding and supporting. Let's see what that's all about. All right. $109, that used to be my lucky number. All right, it says, the peacemaker, the upholder, the preserver. It's got all kinds of interesting things on the pages. Contemplate what truly sustains you. Make a list. Notice how simple yet powerful those things are. Spend more time tending to them. Well, this is interesting because what was I just saying about things moving? That is cool. Let's see what this side says. The note of the difference, take note of the difference between maintaining and sustaining. Watch action describes, which action describes your life more accurately? Are you sustaining or maintaining? So it says the Sustainer, the second archetype in the trio of existence, works behind the scenes, tending to the tasks of life. They cultivate gardens, pay bills, keep the meals warm and the mouths sweetly fed. The Sustainer is at peace in the process of life, knowing there is no start or finish to humble yet meaningful tasks. They have a natural inclination to nourish others, to preserve Earth's resources, to consider environmental impact, to see what role in the divine cycle of life it's common for the divine cycle of life. It's common for the Sustainer to become overworked, leading to resentment. Their tasks aren't glamorous, and therefore the Sustainer rarely receives the credit or attention. The Sustainer longs to hold things in place so badly, especially relationships, that they resist necessary change. Take time with this archetype. It is within us all and needs our love. So it says, when it's in light, it is abundant, generous, supportive, and reliable. When in the dark, overworked, resentful, trapped, or tired. To go deeper, use Lakshmi, Vishnu, or Demeter. Goddesses there. So, the Sustainer, that's a big one, right? I know myself, I tend to be in the dark side of that sometimes, which is why I've been sick with these colds, because I'm always overdoing. So how about learning how to sustain ourselves? If you're already doing it with other people, look at how you can sustain yourself, take care of yourself, be in that place, okay? But we want to look at how we can sustain for the long haul. Maintaining is just maintaining. Sustaining is different. So see which end you're in and where you want to be with that. At least for this coming week. The Divine Feminine Oracle by Megan Waterton. Which goddess would like to work with us? We got an archetype. Now we've got a goddess. Green Tara, the Buddha of enlightened action. My soul informs me every step. I do what my heart compels me to do. Look at how beautiful. The artwork is beautiful on this. Green Tara, let's see. When your soul selects her card, Green Tara is that sacred nudge to get moving, to do what it is that your soul compels you to do. Don't sit with an idea or a project any longer Take action. Don't think about a friend who keeps coming into your heart. Go bring her dark chocolate to set or send her a love letter. Don't wait to express your love to someone you needed to. Go now. Tell the truth. Let your feet be moved by what has been caged within you. Let your wisdom shift into inspired action. Tarot is the message that the time for action is now. There's nothing to wait for, and no person you need to become before doing what you've come here to do. Start small. Let your soul lead, not the ego. It's not the grandeur of the gesture or effort. It's the amount of love someone has done with that even matters. There are so many injustices in the world, so much suffering, that it's easy to get stuck in the molasses of helplessness. It says, green tarot is about enlightening what moves us to tears with a compassionate action. I love that phrase, compassionate action. She's the push to do something, anything that might alleviate the suffering of others. In the process of taking action with love, and from love, we also liberate ourselves. The question is, what does my soul want me to take action on right now? My soul informs me every step. I do what my heart compels me to do. That's a master one. Wow. So again, on the theme of taking action this month, and especially for this week, it doesn't have to be something that you get credit for or whatever. It can be that you're just visiting someone or helping them do something. And really looking at, geez, there's nobody watching, but I'm doing this anyways. The 13 Moon Oracle by Ariel Spilsbury. I love the artwork on this. So many artists, so talented. All right, what do we got? Equanimity, frequency of sapphire blue, meditative, peaceful, still, silent, inward, mysterious, or detached. Beautiful. Wow. Merkabahs of light. All right. Receiving this sapphire blue frequency, sapphire blue on my ring, in your reading represents a profound call for you to retreat inward, like the tides being pulled by the moon. This is the card of the hermit, the cloistered, visionary dreamer. This blue energy is calling you to be mysterious, to retrieve a remembrance of what you came to joyfully create and experience in this life from the deep well. Drawing this energy is a call to access the equanimity and peace found in inner focus meditation. Equanimity does not mean being static. In regards to your question, it is a call to move like water, to flow, pooled, redirect, change states. If your life has become too frantically focused in the external world, remember there's a depth and richness of human experience that can only be reached in stillness and silence, away from the distractions of the outer world. In this moment, imagine yourself softly bathed in summer morning sunlight, flowing peacefully on a raft in a mountain lake. Ooh, sounds lovely. Feel the deep cooling frequency of the blue waters, effortlessly supporting you. Everything that is created externally is first created as a thought internally. So time for silence and stillness is not wasted time. Surrender to this silent, empty canvas on which you can consciously create. Although you might appear detached or isolated, the cool energy of this frequency is actually in an insulator that allows you to be more free to pursue the gifts of your inner life. However, be aware of the shadow side of the frequency, the tendency to escape from feelings, and the often undiscipline of the priest or priestess. What is it that you presently may be trying to escape from? Become still and silent. Look into the mirror, clear lake of your awareness to find what appears to be keeping you from peace. Then turn it around with equanimity. Face it. So the question is, what is revealed about what you are genuinely feeling by looking out through the lens of the frequency of sapphire blue? And blue is all the life purpose and truth and all of that. So I almost feel like that should come before green tarot, like go into your truth, then come out and take action on what you would like to do. I'm going to go to Blessed Be next by Lucy Cavendish. I got these in England. Love them. It's giving us a blessing. So let's see for the group for the up and coming week, what is the blessing for? A blessing of forgiveness. Love the red hair and the owl watching your back and everything. So beautiful, beautiful card again. Maybe it's I appreciate artistry so much because I don't have any of those gifts. I'm creative, but I can't draw or paint or. So when I see people and their gifts, it's so amazing. A blessing to be able to be free of the burden of grudges and vengeance. A prayer to help you open up to the blessing that is forgiveness. Forgiveness is a tricky beast, and yes, for all, it is a gentle word. It is a great beast, forgiveness. For when we seek to forgive, we must wrestle with the wrongdoing that lies in the heart of our resistance to let go of the pain we're holding on to. When we need to forgive, it is often that we are too raw, too far away from justice to be able to even touch the sides of the balm of forgiveness. Yet staying angry for long periods of time can develop into compacted bitterness, and bitterness is a gall to all who wish to live freely. It is a struggle to forgive when we are in the midst of the fallout of another's pain. There is a great deal of victim blaming within our cultures, but in older times, in the Celtic world, there was restorative justice and would have gone a long way to forgiveness. In the Old Testament worldview, which has influenced our legal systems and our cultural way of addressing wrongs, punitive justice is the main form, and forgiveness comes about usually after a wrong is righted. But what can we do when the wrong is still very much alive, and to forgive another seems to be diminishing their harm and their potential to harm others? Justice and forgiveness must work hand in hand. And in this blessing, they will now begin to intertwine, so that while you begin to forgive first yourself for whatever wrong has done to you, there is often an element of self-blame. There was once another way to restore what was taken through right action, and thus the path to forgiveness was free from vengeance. In numerous New Age philosophies, responsibility is apportioned to the individual who is suffering time and time again. How did you attract this is asked, and this is wrong and damaging, in some cases, cruel and unethical. First know that whatever wrong was done to you, it is not your fault, and begin the work of forgiving yourself. May the blessing of this self-forgiveness be bestowed upon you now, dear friend. Know you will gently untangle the doubt and recriminations that have settled like thorns around your heart and have invaded your mind's peace. And as you begin to forgive yourself, you will also begin to find forgiveness for the injustices you have endured. For in that forgiveness and acceptance and ability to know clearly that what wrongdoing was done, you will begin to return to yourself. You'll be wiser yet unpoisoned. Isn't that true? It poisons us. Slowly may the pain and the bitter buds wither, and in their place may you be reborn. Honestly, able to remember wiser in order to prevent this event taking place again and again. and able to recall without pain, and the justice that the universe will deliver to you will be restorative, bringing back to you threefold what was taken by another. There's the threefold law. May you be free of the pain at last. Let the anger burn down into coals from within you. Phoenix-like can arise. And know you have forgiven the other for their dark gift, forgiven life, and most of all delivered the pure medicine of forgiveness to yourself. Blessed be. Well, that was a long one, but very appropriate. Almost did the trick with the tablecloth. How many times is it so hard because our ego wants to be right? We want to say they did this to me. And at some level, we want to hold on to the victim. And we don't need to anymore. Everybody's made mistakes. That's the rule of thumb on this plane. You're not perfect. You're never going to be perfect on this plane. All right. One more. We haven't done this one in a while. Divine Dog Wisdom cards. I love this. This is by Barb. Oh, doesn't have a last name. The illustrations are by Teresa Chisholm. Oh, Randy Krucher and Barb Horn have put these together. All right. Love these. So let's see the wisdom that the dog kingdom, four-legged kingdom, wants to give us for this up and coming week in May. Boredom. Time to sit and stay. How cute is that? I know what you mean. We all get a little bored down here. It says what it means if you fetch this card today. Either you're bored or you actually need to experience boredom. What? That's right. You need to sniff out the value of boredom in your life to see if you're getting enough of it. Are you a show dog, always on the move and needing to prove something? Is your day so packed with activities and stimuli that each moment at work and home is filled up with things to ward off the slightest possibility of being bored? Have you trained yourself to require continual distraction? Being busy to avoid boredom may make you feel important, but being busy for its own sake may not be productive or effective, and it may leave you feeling tired, burnt out, and disconnected. In the rush to stay active, and avoid boredom, there is no time to reflect and find out new tricks would get you energized and inspired again. Keeping to the old routine may find you drinking coffee to stay awake, engaging in mindful entertainment, staying on the computer too long, staying up late, jumping from one crisis to the next, all of which can leave you panting and never catching your breath. Can you relate? Boredom is crucial to any ability to be truly effective and productive. It can be a key element in the creative process. Boredom turns your mind inward and encourages reflection. Reflection requires asking questions, rethinking your situation and your life. Creativity and innovation happen because you're bored with the way something is. Thus, you create something new. Boredom keeps us from digging the same hole over and over again or barking up the same tree long after the squirrel has gone. Very symbolic. Boredom pushes us to explore and expand into new territories and seek new goals. It keeps us resilient because we learn to look inside for answers and stimulation instead of always outside ourselves. Another bone to chew on. One remedy is to sit, stay, and just let yourself feel bored. Start with 5 minutes a day in silence. Ask yourself these questions. What makes me feel alive? What gets me excited and makes me lose track of time? What makes me feel as if I make a difference? And if sitting and being quiet doesn't work for you when you feel bored, Go play with no agenda and nothing to achieve or prove. Find your inner pup. Oh, I love that. Find your inner pup. So, looks like we have an interesting week. We're being pushed in all different directions to sustain ourselves and others, to start to take action after you've sat with it and looked at what's my guidance telling me. Also, do an inventory about your blessing of forgiveness. Like, who do I still need to forgive? Is it me? Is it somewhere else, someone else? And then boredom. It's so funny because I've been doing a lot of soul searching in, this last couple months with everything going on with my health. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? Well, I normally take Wednesdays and Fridays off, but they're not off. They're just off from clients. And those are the days that I am doing all my planning, doing all my computer work, prepping all of these. And I realized I really don't get much time off, because if I have Sunday off too, that's the day I'm cleaning and all of that. So I've decided that I'm taking one day a week, either Wednesday or Friday, where I'm not doing anything. And I'm just going to do for me whatever feels right. If it's sitting watching TV, which is not my thing, but if I want a movie, if I want to go for a walk, whatever it is for me. So I like that, being able to sit 5 minutes a day and just see how you feel. And the other thing is, what excites you? Well, for many of us, we haven't been able to do what excites us. I love to travel. That's my thing, dancing and traveling. And I haven't been doing much dancing lately. And just putting on my Zumba music or my Latin music uplifts me. Just changes the vibration. And then the travel, I haven't gone anywhere since I went with Haley. Gosh, now I can't remember if it's been a couple years. I think it has been a couple years. So I really miss traveling, and I'm hoping things shift and change so we can pick back up with that again, because that really plugs me in, uplifts me. It keeps me in the game for the duration. I need to change my environment, go, be in the sun, be by the ocean, and then come back and start it all over again. So lots of good things to think about, or to even journal about or contemplate this week. Stay with it, and I hope you get bored this week. Take care. Bye-bye.